Hey, hope everyone's having a good day. I decided to, to shoot this video now, um, just because I felt like there's a lot of things going on when people are trying to promote their business, and they forget about some of the foundations when it comes to the business that are important to keep up. You know, most of us come out of college and we feel like, oh, we have like this ideal work that we're gonna, long for. Like, I graduated in accounting, so it was kind of like, ooh, the top CPA firms, And my first job wasn't as in a CPA firm, actually. It was, I actually had an offer, but the one I actually went for was because it was near Bloomingdale's. I was 20 years old, and I thought, like, I thought I had it all, having a job near Bloomingdale's. Never did I think, I was actually opening up a business. And when you open up a business, I feel with working with business owners that, and sometimes even myself, honestly, we get caught up in getting ahead. We get caught up in wanting more. And we don't realize sometimes that the foundations of what keeps the business standing is important too. So like, if you imagine a tree, if you just stare into the outer space and you look at a tree, what keeps the tree strong? It's the roots. If you don't have the roots strong, no matter how high you come in sales, the tree it won't be as strong, right? So the main thing I'm going to talk about today is cash flow. I find many business owners have a problem when they can't pay their bills. Now, I help manage for almost all my clients their accounts payable, accounts receivable too, but for this video, for now, we're going to talk about accounts payable. And many business owners have problems paying their bills, let alone paying their bills in general, let alone on time. We're going to make it as two separate issues. And I have one specific story I'd like to share where, the client has been suffering for cash flow issues for a very long time. And who gets the blame? Margo is the bookkeeper, right? So I go to the client, and Margo, the bookkeeper, or they call me the accountant one day, or they call me the CFO, whatever they decide to call me, gets the blame. But here's the thing, when you build a business and you find yourself lying to your vendors, take a step back and be curious. What's really going on? What are you hiding from? The more you're hiding, the harder it is to unfold. So I'll tell you, for me, it's not a good feeling, because I walk around and then I'm getting confronted with it. But it has nothing to do with me. I'm not part of sales. I don't bring in the income. I just account for it. But that's what I do as a whole, right? So imagine if you're a business owner who only speaks to your accountant once a year. Imagine you didn't have a Margo in the business. So now you're the business owner wearing all the multiple hats. So you're wearing this hat today, you're wearing that hat in 5 minutes, you're wearing all these multiple hats. But after a while, it's kind of like, let me plug in this solution, let me plug in that solution. But if you're having cash flow issues, you have to sit down and unfold what it is. You can't keep blaming the bookkeeper. Because what could happen when you blame the bookkeeper? Maybe it could be her fault, right? Let's play one side. Maybe it is her fault and she messed up. But let's say it's not. Let's say it's not, and there's really cash flow issues. Who's really to blame? It's the business owner. So I'm going to suggest that you take a step back and try to see the issues for what they are. Because unfortunately, we're not born to be able to admit when there's something wrong or we feel like our ego is at stake. But I'll tell you, it's a lot better when you realize it earlier in the game instead of when you can't pay your credit card bill the end of the month. You can't, sorry, my cleaning crew given. You know, when you can't pay your bills the end of the month. Now, going back to the issue, if it was your bookkeeper's fault, maybe she's embezzling. So then you as the business owner have a bigger problem because you're not attending to that. You're just slapping on the blame to her or to him, for argument's sake. So even though our ego could be at stake, you have to step back and look at what the issues are and why you're having cash flow issues. So I'll give you another example, right? Maybe all your deposits come in once a week. So let's say your deposits come in on Thursday and you have bills due on Monday. So that bills on Monday, you can't pay because the Thursday didn't come yet. Or you have the Thursday before. So you have to plan ahead. Not just skip out and then tell your vendors, you know, hey, the bookkeeper is not here. She's in tomorrow. She's in the next day. If your business is suffering from this, send me a private message. I'd like to help you and sit down with you because I put my heart and my soul into my work and I look to help people. And I'm not saying this to be better than all the other ones because I have a team of accountants that I would recommend in a heartbeat. And half of them are actually on this. They all support me every day. But the reason why I invite you to a consult with me is because I want to help you. I don't want you to have that. I don't want you to have those problems every day. And I'll tell you, me as doing this for a living, I don't like walking around with that blame. So instead, what did I do today? I walked into my client and I came up with a solution. Because to hide from the blame, to hide from the issue and to put the blame on someone else, it doesn't take care of our business problems. We're just hiding from more. And then chances are on top of it, what's stacked is tax liability and all sorts of ugly things that happen that we can't pay. So it may be that you have to die down a little bit before things jack up. But you could unfold sometimes things that are so beautiful, like we did today, for a better future. And as disheartening as that could sound as a business owner, tell yourself that it's not the results just about today. It's the results about the future. We 10x our results when we think about that every day. We 10x those results for the future. And if you have kids, or if you're a grandparent, whatever you're up to, it's about supporting your future and your life, and it's not just about today. So you're not defeated if this happens. If anything, it's a win. Because you're sitting with ugly results, but you're sitting with a win because you know what the problem is to fix it. If anyone is going through this and they have been sitting with a consult with someone, let me help you. Let me help you go through it. Because here we are today at June 4th. I could say I can save your year, but we can work together and save your year. Work together. It's not just Margo doing it if you work with Margo. It's working together with Margo. You're going to roll up your sleeves and we're going to get doing. We're going to work. So stop blaming, walk into the uncomfortable and say, I can handle it. Because what's at the end of the road is just you and those results. That's what's being relentless. It's committed to the results and not hiding behind blame. That's what what I got for today. Hope you guys have a great day. And if you have any questions, let me know. Bye.